What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review for Project Runway season 18 finale, episode 13, the finale part 1. So y'all know how this goes. This is the episode where we go home, we visit with the finalists, we see where they are, they get their critiques, they get their feedback, and then it used to be Tim Gunn, aka now Christian. They do a little. Now I feel like Tim Gunn did more hanging out with the family kind of stuff, and I get it. That's probably not Christian's judge. That's not his thing. I feel like maybe he doesn't do people a lot, so we don't see as much of that going on. But he goes to see Nancy first. She's in Philadelphia. She's got a great space. She's got. What was funny was she has a life-size Christian like cutout in her workspace. It was hilarious. Christian saw it and was like, really? But it was hilarious. The thing is, she's very organized. She's very regimented. She's got herself on a schedule. And as a result, she's damn near done. Now, mind you, this is the halfway point. So she's pretty much done. At this point, Christian was really just critiquing her on editing and just making sure that there's a clear vision. But she's doing sort of like this liquid thing where the material looks like like almost liquid. It was really pretty. It was a very pretty thing. The only problem is it looked like she was too cohesive. Y'all know people get caught up in this cohesive thing where they feel like everything has to match it. Everything has to be polka dot. Everything has to be red. So that's what he just kind of talked to her about that a little bit. That is a little too cohesive. Now, she's giving us something a little different. She is doing a wheelchair look for the adaptive. Going back to that challenge, she said it really affected her. It really gave her a different point of view. And so for that, she she wanted to include that. Then she convinced Christian to run. Her studio looked over on the Rocky Steps, so she convinced Christian to run the Rocky Steps for her. So she ran up the Rocky Steps. It was cute. Then we went to go see Sergio. We met Sergio. We met his partner, honey, and Christian even said before he got there, he knew he was going to get a whole political story. And he did. His collection is about the polar ice caps melting and global warming. And so his collection starts white, like the water, like the ice, pure. And then it ends up a dark, dirty blue. This is all I got to say about what we saw with his collection. It looked old. He was even making his own like leather material, because of course I only use, I guess it's a fancy word for recycled materials. I think they call it upcycle or something. I know they had an upcycle challenge somewhere in one of these seasons, whatever. Upcycle, and so he's doing this whole process of making leather material, and it looked like a science experiment gone bad. And Christian looked like he was actually getting ready to throw up because he said the smell was so bad. Why you gotta be so extra, Sergio? Like, why does everything have to be... The funniest thing was that Christian went to go play soccer with Sergio. He had soccer practice. And to see Christian running around that daggone field. Christian, they're playing soccer, like hardcore soccer. And Christian is dancing and doing pliés. And he is having a good time. But he told him, keep that ball away from him. The soccer ball. But his collection just looked old to me. It looked like old. And then he had this whole tassel thing, and that looked real like country and western. I don't know. I can't say that they're not impeccably made. I can say that it did not impress me much. Then we have Victoria. Now, y'all already know how I feel about Victoria still being in this damn competition. Her whole collection looked like what she showed us the whole season. Asymmetrical suits with cutouts. The only thing she added was she added her mom, and she lives in California, right? The only thing that she added was that her mom crocheted the purses and the hats, and she put branding. So she put the name of her company on all of her stuff, and I mean branded like Louis Vuitton, branded like Gucci, branded like Michael Kors, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you like, oh, that's Polo, oh, that's Gucci, oh, that's it, like branding. Now, in my mind, I was thinking the same thing that Brandon said later on at the end of this episode. I'll get to that. But basically, he was like, and what he said in a nice way was, you're not there yet. Like, you are not a designer that people are going to want to buy a purse with your logo on it. Like, are Michael Kors purses better than a really nice Italian leather stitched purse? Maybe not. But it has Michael Kors emblem, and because Michael Kors has established himself as a brand, people will pay $100, $200, $300 more for that purse that has got MK on it than a really nice leather purse that they could get out of a Macy's or something. Nobody wants to buy your brand with your name on it, Victoria. Don't nobody know you. And Christian told her, get rid of the branding. And told her she was over accessorizing. But he told her that before. She didn't listen, and she got dinged for it. But not dinged enough because her ass still here. Last but not least, we have Jeffrey. Y'all, Jeffrey really makes me nervous. He almost acts like if he does not win, Jeffrey had a skateboarding accident or something like that, and he hurt himself. He basically tore up his leg. He was immobile. He was walking with a cane when Christian got there, and as a result, he had nothing done. He had a whole lot of sketches and a whole lot of swatches, but he said that he has not been able to sew. He hasn't been able to get back and forth to the fabric store like he wants to, and as a result, basically, he's starting at zero where everybody else has already kind of had 2 months. And I know you can't foresee something like that. I mean, I'm sure he goes skateboarding all the time. I'm sure it was a really freak thing. It's just unfortunate that it happened then, and y'all know he all emotional and he all crying about it. I feel like Jeffrey cried 20 times in this damn episode. And I mean, I hate to like sound like I'm not empathetic, because I am, but I'm like, Jeffrey, I really hope Jeffrey's in therapy. And I'm not even saying that to be funny. I'm just not. Like, he really scares me, y'all. And I'm not even being funny. He broke up with his boyfriend. Like, it's just been a lot going on with Jeffrey. Yeah. So they get there, and y'all know how this goes. They get there, you know, they bring their collections are getting shipped to them, honey, and they end up going to Christian's show. Christian opened up Fashion Week, so they end up going to Christian's show, and it looked like it was a nice show, but Christian said basically, I ain't gonna be in the workroom with y'all tomorrow because I'm gonna be asleep. And I get it, because he's probably been up for the last however many weeks getting that show together. Y'all know how that goes. Well, you know what I'm saying. So then fast forward, the next morning, Carly comes, and Carly lets them know, look, and y'all know how this whole thing works out. They get to pull a couple of looks, and what they're going to decide is if it's a look that they want to critique on, or a look that they want to say, look, this is my showstopper. Now, if it's me, I'm going to always pull tell me what you want to see. Tell me what it is that you want to see. Sorry. Ooh, I'm so sorry, y'all. I should have paused the video. My bad. But they went with their looks. I'm not getting into all of the Jeffrey's feathers, and I'm not getting all of that. So they showed their looks, and pretty much they had critiques for all of them. Jeffrey, they liked some of his stuff, but they felt like some of his stuff was a little extra. He needs to edit. They had concerns about Victoria's fit. I feel like Victoria got the harshest criticism. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think. I feel like Victoria got the harshest criticism. You know why Victoria got the harshest criticism? Because she ain't supposed to be there. But okay. Of course, I told y'all Brandon told her about that branding. Like, nobody cares about your brand. Don't nobody want to buy it. Nobody cares about it. They talked to Nancy again about. I feel like all of them had to edit. I feel like all of them got editing critiques, and of course, they told Sergio his collection just looked old, and it did. Now the big thing this year is that they're saying that they may only take 2 people to Fashion Week, that they're not gonna be obligated to just take 3 just because they've always. But here's the thing: don't y'all remember when they only used to take 2? Remember that? Remember they only used to take 2. Then they started taking 3, and then y'all remember that? Am I crazy, or do I remember that? I thought I remembered that. Anyway, so when it was all over said and done, they got to the end and they were like, "So judges, do you think all 4 of these designers deserve to go to Fashion Week?" And that's how they left it. To be continued.